TST Gaming, your destination for all things Halo.
What's up, Spartans? Batman here to go over a long overdue map guide of Breaker. Now, you may ask yourself, why do we really need this map guide? Well, after playing it for months, you get more of a feel for the map and the routes and good places to hide, jumps, that kind of thing. So you may learn something, so stick around to the end to see if you learned anything. If you did, great. If not, it's a good refresher for anybody. So here we spawn at Turbine Base. As you can see, there is a Warthog here, as well as a battle rifle. We have a Ghost over here. We'll go this route. So over here we have a Ghost if we're going on the outside of the map. Sniper there. You come into here, this is a really good place that I find to play, especially when Last Spartan Standing was still active, because it was just, there was a lot of places you could kind of jump, run, and hide, try to get away from, such as that, and then, you know, when you healed up, you can kind of pop around. So in the middle over here, we do have there's a drop shield, or a, sorry, threat sensor. Over here you have this pit of blue coolant looking liquid. No, you don't want to go for a swim in that. There's another battle rifle over here. We have a mongoose, as you can see. We're going to skip some of the weapon drops here. We have a thruster pack. This also was a really good, it is a really good spot to kind of hang out, because you're kind of protected from up above to a certain degree, especially if you're kind of using your corners well enough. There is a lot of noise coming from the pit itself, so that can throw off your audio sensors a little bit. You do have a stalker rifle here, but being able to just jump up here, kind of come over here, we have a lot of spaces. Now, people can try to come up above and shoot you down from there, so you do have to be kind of aware of that. But it's also a great place to snipe, because if you get towards the top over here, you have a pretty good sight lines on most of the map. You have all of this, and that's usually where I tend to snipe. I love that side of the map much more than this. We'll get into that over there, but you can basically, you know, snipe at the door over there. You kind of have a full access to seeing what's going on over here on that ledge. The middle, of course, is open for you to shoot, and if you just need to fall back, you can. You just have to make sure to get cover really quickly. And there's the drop shield right there. Drop wall. So, if we go over here, you'll see there's a grapple shot. Now I'm in training mode, so I gave myself unlimited grapple shots, so I can kind of show you guys a bit more of the map. We're actually going to go up above. So this is above the pit, kind of what that looks like a little bit more. Like I said, you can kind of shoot down, but there's certain angles you're kind of protected from. But this is a good spot to snipe from as well if you don't want to be quite as visible as when you're over there, because you can still see a little bit of that open area. You actually have a little bit better angle on what's going on behind over there, and some of the stuff behind that main base over there. So, and again, I mean, you have a lot of room to just kind of hide if you're getting popped at and run away. But even here's good, because you can see quite a bit without exposing yourself too much. Oh, that's a terrible shot. Okay. So now we're going to go over here into the turbine blast deck. As you see, we have a bulldog, a sentinel beam, some plasma grenades, and if you go too far into the middle of the map, we have our lava. Now we do have some things over there. We have a rocket, we have a grapple shot, and you can actually go down here. We can go ahead and do that. This is called the blast pit, as you can see in my lower left hand corner. Here we'll take you further into the side we didn't go to. And this is the side we started on. As you can see, we did not get to the... We're in the tunnel right now. There is invisibility if you want to use that. But you can do the turbine interchange up here. Now, this is a common spot to either get sniped or try to pop people off from, because you do have a quick escape route over there. You can see into kind of both bases to a certain degree. I mean, there's a lot of clutter there. But you can see the sides here where people are spawning, walking over into that first area I kind of showed you. There's a needler here. If you go all the way across, there's a lift, which I'll show you this from underneath in the tunnel. Another needler and another drop space here. Little vent. And as you can see, there's a lot over here. And we're going to kind of go at it a little bit different. We're going to drop down, go across. So, this is the tunnel. It has the grav lift, takes you to the top mid. Both of them will take you basically down to that same tunnel that has access, equal access to there. So as you can see, this is the drop over here. A drop over here, which can be useful if you know an enemy's coming down. You can pop at them. Like if someone's, you know, doing team call-outs well enough. Oh, we wanted to actually go across. Sorry. So we're gonna go this way. Again, there's rocket launcher. You can jump over here, no problems. You don't need any special thing. Same thing with this. Great area to kind of hunker down if you're able to drop down, let your shields conserve a bit. Also, too, since it's the center of the map during Last Spartan Standing, it was a common place to kind of, here's a repulsor, kind of hide out a little bit. Now back into the blast house, which is a common area. You have an energy shield. Again, this is where I showed you the sniper spawn, or the sniping spot, where we just were across the way with the drop and the lift. You also have a grav lift over here to sweep you over there pretty quickly. The aesthetics of this map is really gorgeous because you have like these frigates and just like a junkyard. It reminds me of burial mounds a bit, and I wish burial mounds would come back. Burial mounds. I don't want to say it like that. Sorry, burial mounds. We have some spike grenades. Over here, there's another grav lift, which will take you over there, which we'll show you in a bit. But my favorite area to always play when I'm playing on the team, here's a sentinel beam, bulldog, more plasma grenades. It's somewhat symmetrical that way. Is actually over here. Here's another camo. Because you can run along the outsides of the map like this. Have some cover, peek, decent access if you're just trying to pop at people. Maybe not so much for sniping. But also it's really quiet. Especially in Last Spartan Standing. And you could jump without having to do anything but more than a clamber. You have this whole back area, which is from the frigate base. Frigate base, there's some frag grenades as you saw. We have some vermin there. I don't know if you can shoot them. I would assume so. Oh, I guess you can. I was wondering. I'm just a bad shot today, apparently. Not warmed up. Okay, so we can go over here. And usually a BR will spawn over here. So if you spawn on this side, you want to BR immediately, just work yourself back. You could jump over. You have the thruster. You have a sniper spawn, which is really important. You have a drop shield. Drop wall. I always call it drop shield, sorry. It's probably because I've been playing a lot of Reach lately. So, what I like about this area is if you have a sniper, you can clamber up. You're not going to see much of that back area over there, but where people like to come up to snipe, kind of where they drop down if they're heading from that pit. You also have kind of the top view of where we had that main building over here with the tunnel and the grav lift. You can kind of peek over here, see people try to go up into the blast house. And you also have plenty of room to run and hide. Also, too, if you drop down over here, you'll see there's a shock rifle. So a common practice I've seen people do, and I'm not going to lie and say I haven't done it as well. I guess I have a grapple shot. Let me go over here. Is to, as you see, I kind of was standing on that for a minute. Oh my gosh, I cannot grapple shot today. Okay. Is you pick up this one, drop down, get this, work your way back up, which we're just going to grapple shot ourselves. And now you have both snipers, because that allows you to snipe really efficiently, especially if you're like coordinating with a team, of course. You take snipers, you start popping people, and then you run out of ammo and you have to reload. Or you could just zap them. Or when one's out, you can wait until, okay, we're gonna actually do this. So when the timer starts to go, you can keep an eye on it and see when it's coming back. Same thing for this, although that's going to wait until this is empty before that happens. And so if one is empty, always look at the other one, because that one might not be. So you should always have a sniper almost at all times. And you can actually do quite a bit of damage. You can climb up to the front. It makes you kind of exposed for a minute. You come over here. I mean, if you want to see how far you can go over this like crane-looking thing, you have really good sight lines. You can even jump to get just a little bit more. It doesn't give you a whole lot more, but then people zap it down, try to kill you. You can just throw grenades. Drop down. Threat sensors here. This is without trying. There's also a BR over here. There is a little jump area right here that you can go into. It's a little like sneaky area. Good if you know that the enemies are nearby and you're trying to hunker down and hide, or just get some, quick pop-offs. Let's actually give myself the BR. Just so you can get a better idea of what it would look like when you have a BR. You can kind of see the sniper spawn there. You can see some spots people might be jumping through. We have some more grenades over there. Like I said, thruster. Over here we have a ghost. As well as there's like just a lot of decent hiding area over here to a degree. You can hide like this. Just keep in mind you will be visible to pretty much everybody over there. You also have a commando over there. But this side is my favorite to play on, especially when Last Spartan Standing was a thing, because there's so much cover and room to hide and maneuver and run away and get out of the crosshairs of your enemy. Now we're gonna kind of go above the tunnel over to the frigate interchange, which takes you up here to the overlook, right? And if you're like trying to get into the base, some of the best ways to do that are going to be to kind of jump up. And you can even jump up over here, clamber, and you have really good sightlines into the top layer of the map, top section of that area. Now, obviously, if you have a grapple shot like I do, you can do a little bit more. Another good strat over here, by the way, is to get the drop shield. Drop wall. Forgive me. And if you're sniping and you have two snipers, pretend this is another sniper. Boom. You have two power weapons behind a shield with plenty of cover. But really, the outside over here was the best if you wanted to kind of lay low without, being in someone's crosshairs, because you could also just, which allowed for some really good plays, because some people would try to get in through the middle section over here through the front, which I'm not saying I've never have done or run through it, but it's not as necessary as it may seem. That was a weird angle. Thought that was some other weapon. I was like, that looks like a mace or something. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the base goes. But I mean, if you just look, like I said, at some of the aesthetics outside of the map, I mean, their skyboxes always look great. The fact that this is just like some junkyard and it just looks like it's been abandoned, I just love the aesthetic of that. And hopefully it'll inspire someone when Forge comes out with Winter Update to recreate burial mounds, because that was always one of my favorite maps to play objectives on and Slayer. So but let us know in the comments down below what your favorite Big Team Battle map is and what your strats are if I didn't mention it on this video. That's all for today. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching TST Gaming, and until next time, just play.